Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Mud Club. My name is Joseph, and I'm doing it solo today. Unfortunately, KJ's not feeling good, so I'm holding it down for the Mud House, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good one. Maybe even the best show yet. We'll see what happens. But today we've got an awesome, young, amazing couple. They are doing some great things in the real estate realm, specifically out there in Wyoming, out there, who knows, the middle of nowhere, maybe. I've never even heard of it, right? No, just kidding. It's going to be a good one for you guys. I think it's kind of a really cool story that they have, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. So without further ado, we're going to bring up our special guest today, and we have Dylan and Paige. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Joseph, thanks for having us, man. Pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. I'm pumped. Pleasure is all mine, for real. So, guys, tell the people a little bit about who you are. I know my intro probably didn't really do you guys justice, and I want y'all to kind of just open up. Tell us who Dylan and Paige are.
I don't know, man. You set the bar pretty high there. We love talking real estate. We're excited to be here. Obviously, bummed out that KJ couldn't be on tonight, but
yeah, hopefully like you said, feeling better.
Yeah, like you said, maybe there's a round two in the future. Maybe once we get our podcast going, we can have you guys on too. But we're real estate investors. I mean, Paige is kind of the brains and the beauty, and I'm along for the ride.
I love that. That's funny, man. That's fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna steal that. And someone told me something similar, and they're like, "I'll give them credit for the first 3 times, but after that, it's mine." So I'm gonna follow suit on that.
That's fair.
There you go. Yeah, I think that passes.
So let's go kind of to the beginning, right? So KJ was telling me that you guys were high school sweethearts, and that in and of itself right there, that's a rare thing, a beautiful thing. We are kind of high school sweethearts, but I was already out of high school, and so I was just snooping around where I shouldn't have been probably, but that's okay. Tell us a little bit how that happened, and then how you guys kind of got into the real estate space. Tell us that journey for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I have been kind of a textbook procrastinator for a long time. So it was 1 week before prom, our junior year. I asked Paige if she would go with me.
It was not 1 week. It was like 24 hours.
Was it a week or was it a day?
It was a day.
It was one something.
It was a day.
It was close.
It was not a week. It was a day.
It was a day.
We got it pulled together in
we got it pulled together. Yeah.
So
we went to prom, and then a week later asked her out. So we've been dating ever since our junior year, been together, I guess. We're married now.
Mm-hmm.
High school sweethearts. We were pretty much, I think my mom describes us as a little married couple, even in high school, pretty much inseparable.
Yeah.
At one point we thought about just eloping or something so we could get like some better living arrangements through college.
Mm-hmm.
But didn't do that,
No. No, but right out of high school, we had already had the entrepreneurial bug. And we decided to start a taxi company, like a cab company in our local town. And
it's before Uber,
Yes, way before Uber, because this was like 2014.
Yeah.
So
before Uber was here anyway.
We formed an LLC. We bought a van, and we were gonna go pick up people from the bars on the weekends because we liked spending time together. And we were like, well, shoot, we can help people, because we had people telling us like, yeah, there's nobody to pick all of these folks up at the bar, and there's just like a couple cab companies, and we were like, wow, that would be really cool. So we pulled our money together, bought a van, got an LLC. It was called Campbell County Care Cab.
Yeah, we're in Campbell County, Wyoming, Gillette, Wyoming, northeast corner. We're not in the middle of nowhere. We're actually on the edge.
Yeah. And we operated for a couple weekends and made some really good money, and could not get insurance because we were only 18 years old. So, pretty much you have to be like 25 to get that kind
off
of
the
insurance.
record. We operated a little bit, just for tips though, not as a business.
We called around to so many insurance companies, and they were like, no, we can't, that's too much risk. So we were like, well, shoot, well, we tried, and I think we ended up making money on the van. And
we kind of flipped it. I mean, it was really, we leveraged a lot of great relationships and learned a lot, and always have had a good amount of support behind us in in our community and our families and everything like that, you know, for the most part. Sometimes I think they believe we're crazy, and I'm not sure they're wrong, but for the most part, a lot of support. So
yeah, I'm sure there's some truth to that one for sure.
Yeah. So then after that, we were like, well, shoot, I guess we'll just go to college. And
that didn't blow up.
Not that that's a bad thing.
We were already in college. We were working and putting ourselves through college. We knew, for the most part, I think we knew pretty early on that we wanted to go into education. So we pursued that and ended up going to Spearfish, South Dakota, Black Hills State University. It's a good teaching college in the area. And graduated early, Paige earlier than me. We were the same graduating class from high school, so same age. Paige graduated a year early. I graduated a semester early, came back, got teaching jobs in what was once the best county in one of the best states in the United States, as far as I'm aware, for teachers. It was kind of the place to be, and our hometown. So back in Gillette, pretty excited, and started kind of living in that, I don't want to say corporate environment. It kind of is, though. It's a government job. Yeah. So I guess the opposite of corporate, but you still feel like you're kind of a number, if that makes sense. And the career path just, I don't know, it didn't sit well with us.
Yeah. And I think that was amplified by COVID, and it showed a lot of the holes in the education system, and it just didn't align with our values anymore, or like our goals in life. And for me anyway, I just didn't like having like a ceiling or a cap on how far I could go. And
well, the pay scale was frozen. So even if you earned it, you know, we could get a master's and make maybe $1,200 more a year. So,
and it's a tough career. And my heart goes out to all the teachers.
So much respect.
Still in it. And I mean, I haven't really looked back. I miss the kids and a lot of things about it. And we learned a lot from it, but in the meantime, this was maybe a year after I started teaching. We bought a house for our primary and did a live-in flip on it. And it was a foreclosure, and learned a lot. And that took us a few years and a lot of help from friends and family. And that was kind of where I guess our real estate journey started.
Yeah, with a live-in flip. And then we came across this little book that I'm sure everyone has heard of, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah.
It's kind of a classic. Like, I don't know how you get through a real estate.
The gateway drug into real estate.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about that flip situation, because I'm sure there's some stories there. And we don't have to go too into detail, because I can only imagine how stressful that situation would be just in general, right? You're living in a house that's not completely finished, and it's not really completely home yet because you're still working on it and it's still finished. So you're never really like leaving the work site because you're living at the work site, right? So I could just imagine that was some stressful there. Lots of learning lessons, I'm sure, some high highs, some low lows. What was one learning lesson you took from that experience? Because I'm sure there's tons of people who can get value from that answer.
Oh man. Yeah,
I guess like in a nutshell, the whole process was we like closed on it, and then right after closing, we just drove straight to the house and started scraping popcorn because it had been smoked in, and everything just smelled really bad.
Yeah. Looking back, I do think we're crazy.
And we took a wall out. So in the first 24 hours, we scraped the ceilings, took a wall out, and just destroyed the place. And then a week later, we moved into it, and you have to wear your shoes everywhere you go. And then like a month later, we went and got married. And then so all of our wedding gifts were pulled up in the living room, and everything's like down to the subfloor, and it was nuts.
It was major.
Several months before our house was put back together. Like it was a gut job. We gutted the kitchen and the bathrooms pretty much, and gosh, just so grateful for all the help that we had. And I guess one of the things that I learned was like ask for help, because it is a humbling experience. And there were plenty of nights where we were just like looking around like, this is never going to be done. Like, what have we done?
And it would never have gotten done. I mean, we're still here now, actually. And, technically, if you, like, I'm looking at a nail hole that I've never filled, right? So it's never going to be, right? But it would have never even, it wouldn't have been feasible without all of the amazing help that we had, So I've got a little bit of a background in construction. quite a background now. My dad and my brother are in construction, family business.
14 years.
Yeah, so I guess 14 years.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. We've dabbled
compared
here.
to my 0 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I mean, just asking for help and then accepting it, I guess, too. There's two different things there. Right? You got to get over your own pride a little bit.
Yeah. I'll take 2 things out of what you just said. We'll move to the next topic, essentially. So I definitely agree with that, right? Asking for help it's not a bad thing. It's not an embarrassing thing. And I do it all the time. I delegate so many things to so many people because I know I can't do it alone, right? And I know I would much rather do it with a team of people around me that we can go further with, right? I know I can go far by myself, but I can go further with a good team. So I'm always asking for help. Like earlier today, I had a meeting and I was like, hey, to my partner, I said, hey, I need you to take care of this while I do this, right? And so we divided and conquered, and that was me asking for help on something that I had to get done. So absolutely, I agree with that. I think that is a great learning lesson for anybody that's new, looking to get in this space, or just trying to take life lessons from things they're hearing every day. That's a really great one. The second thing is, y'all are absolutely crazy. Yeah. Getting into a house, basically tearing it apart and then moving into it, and then getting married a month later. Oh yeah, I wouldn't have done it. That's too
everyone was like, if you guys can survive this, you can survive anything. And we're like, oh yeah, we got this. We're good. Yeah.
I'd probably agree with that sentiment there. Okay. All right. So we've kind of unraveled a little bit about some of y'all's past dealings and kind of how you got into the space, and that you're not living in the middle of nowhere. Good to know. Let's move forward and say kind of what you guys are doing now. Enlighten us, share a little light on some of the things that you are doing currently. I think you said that you had 9 properties currently in your portfolio. How did y'all acquire them? What strategies are you doing? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so we have 9 doors. And so that's a couple, 4 or 5 different properties. And then so 9 doors.
9 doors.
And so we took, after we read Rich Dad Poor Dad, we were like, oh, wow, like so anyone can invest in real estate. And we just kind of were looking around like, well, how can we? And that was where Dylan was like, hey, we've got a lot of equity in this house because the market had appreciated and just a ton of sweat equity. And it was one of those buy the worst house in the best neighborhood things. So we had about $50,000 that we pulled out of our house in 2020, November of 2020, and put that into a fourplex in Gillette.
Yeah, we did a cash out refinance and put that down payment down on a fourplex, which has since also appreciated. So a little bit about timing, but also just kind of playing the game and knowing what you're doing, I guess, and just reading a lot, consuming a lot of resources, and continually trying to grow and learn. Right?
And that was where like the inspector was standing outside of the fourplex and he was like, you guys are crazy. Like, are you sure you want to be landlords? What are you doing? And we're like, no, I'm sure. We're sure. Yeah, we're excited. And that property was our baby for a while. And we've since, delegated to a property management company, which has been amazing. Excellent. It's been a really good choice because you would never want to scale if you were just doing it all by yourself. But then after that, I left teaching 4 years after I started. And then I went into real estate full time as a realtor. And I took my pension account and we put that into a townhouse.
The taxes.
Yep. And that, what was it, like a piddly $14,000 out of my pension account?
Almost $15K. Yeah, put that as a down payment on a townhouse.
That has turned into over $70,000 of equity.
Yeah, it's closer to 80. So nice. In not even, maybe 2.5 years?
We bought it in September of 2021.
Yeah. So in that amount of time, we've accrued a lot of appreciation there, which is pretty crazy because there's a billboard actually that we drive by frequently, and it says it's okay to talk about your 401k.
And then it says we say save it.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, let's talk retirement accounts. Let's have a little one-on-one here. Real estate versus retirement accounts. It's just kind of funny from a personal standpoint. So.
Yeah. So then after that, Dylan left teaching a year later, and we put his pension account into another townhouse, and that has since we have like 60,000 in that.
Like that. So,
and
it just changes the way that you think of it, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm banking on this property that I can actually go physically touch, and I'm actually investing in my own capability to repair it or manage it or whatever it is. And it's in my own community. I'm actually building up my own community and adding value. I mean, we're so short on rentals and housing in general here. And it's amazing to be able to provide that service when your own community needs it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
And then March of last year, 2023, we joined Sub 2. And we were like, wow, there's so many possibilities. And we'd always heard that, like partnerships are the way, and, use other people's money. And we were like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, how do you do it? Well, then we joined Sub 2 and learned a little bit more about what that process looks like. And we had access to like all the contracts and stuff like that. So then we decided to do a partnership. Where we found the deal and then found somebody else with the cash.
Yeah, it was my parents.
But it was a good win-win because
it's a great win-win.
They get tax benefits, and then we helped the seller out a lot.
We helped the seller out a ton.
It was an expired listing that we mailed to, and he called and had a couple other offers, but ended up calling Dylan back and saying, hey, I want to work with you guys, because we were willing to work with his timeline and solve a lot of problems for him. And it's been a really amazing property since then. And then in October, we closed on a Sub 2 hybrid.
Did a hybrid.
And
let's go.
We were able to help that lady, and that was an amazing story too. And we helped her move out. And
she gave us a hug after I brought
and
3 buddies over there, and we loaded up the U-Haul and sent her over to Idaho to go be with family. And she's given us a hug, and the daughter was there and thanked Paige for treating her mom so well. And it's amazing how much of an impact you can make in real estate on people's lives. So.
And that was one we got into with no money.
Yep, no money. We actually got cut a check to close on the property from our
really? Oh yeah. Nice. So
we went and did some updates and
So let me back that up real quick. So you said that super nonchalantly, but it's like people don't know, right? So he said they got cut a check from closing on the property, and the way they did that is they brought private money, right? They brought other people's money, so they paid no money out of pocket to pay for the deal that they now own. They paid that private money back in what, like monthly payments, some sort of installments.
Yep.
And simple interest. And so they got an additional check at a connector fee because they would overraise the amount that they actually needed to cut themselves a little upfront cash in order to kind of either supplement the deal or just to have some spending money. So crazy stuff that you can do with this. So cool. Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
The rate on the loan that we took over was 2.65.
Yeah.
And then we just pay the private money lender, and he's actually from Wyoming as well.
Yeah, great guy.
And just had some money that was sitting around not doing anything for him.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think he connected and had a gentleman that he knew that didn't have much in retirement. So he said, hey, let's go invest in this deal. I know somebody, and another win. So it's like a win-win-win-win-win or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So then we did take the overage or the proceeds, the check that we got cut at closing, and we did new carpet and some paint and a couple little repairs. And then that is actually now an Airbnb, which I did not think was going to do well in our market, but we have some friends.
We started a local real estate meetup, and then actually some other Sub 2 members too we actually went to high school with, and
super awesome people.
Yeah, great people
that we wouldn't have otherwise connected with. But they were like, "Yeah, we've got Airbnbs," and I was like, "In Gillette, like what?
Here? Yeah.
Who's renting Airbnbs in Gillette?" Well, everybody. Like it's crazy. So I have it on Vrbo and Furnish Finder, and this thing just stays constantly booked, and I have overlapping, and I have to turn people down, and it is so crazy. But yeah.
Wow, that's wild. What's the population of Gillette?
About 33,000.
Wow. And your Airbnb is just dominating. That's awesome.
It does.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't think it would. Actually, it's so funny though. I mean, we've got sports tourism and some different stuff. Tourism I think is Wyoming's maybe 3rd largest industry still. So we're close to Devil's Tower. not too far from Mount Rushmore, kind of on the way to Yellowstone.
Well, it's close to the hospital, so there's a lot of nurses that are interested in it. And then, it's just random events.
We threw it up on Airbnb, and we had 3 listings within 24 hours.
Well, we threw it up before we were ready, just to see.
I got a
and
I've got
we got a booking like
stuff.
It was like 3 days later, and we were like, oh shoot, okay, well let's go. Like we're gonna go over there and get it done. And then we're like getting stuff done as fast as we can for like 3 days out, and we're like, oh, we got another one. And then it was like, oh my gosh, it's for tomorrow. And so we worked like all night to get this thing ready, and all of the next day until 3 p.m. when it was check-in time. And just like by the skin of our teeth did we get it done, but it was
so what, were y'all walking out and they were walking in?
Just about.
It was close.
Yeah.
It was close.
Yeah, we'll have to tell you one of our stories about an Airbnb that we stayed in, and KJ probably knows exactly what I'm talking about. I'm sure she's listening.
Oh, she showed me pictures of it that you guys totally got catfished.
Yeah, what an experience for sure. Like, when I tell you, like, this place was bad, there was used like toothbrushes, used razors in the driveway and just on the floor, like a shopping cart in the garage. There was tents and beds in the backyard that we were supposed to sleep on that it just rained. Like, it was a crazy mess. But that ended up working out really well in our favor. We got a free room for one night, or for 2 nights, 3 nights, 2 or 3 nights, and then a really cheap room the other night. And we made some really good connections and got some money back. So we ended up spending less and making more friends. So it worked out. Okay. All good things worked out.
And a good story too. That's crazy though.
Yeah, and a really great story for sure. Okay, so what are some of y'all's goals? Like, what are you guys trying to accomplish? I know you said that you're working currently as an agent right now, Paige, and the Dillon is focused mostly on the direct-to-seller wholesale business that you guys are kind of putting together. What is the vision? What's the 2-year to 5-year goal? What are you guys looking to do?
Yeah. So we read Vivid Vision by Cameron Herold. Have you read that one?
I have not, but I have been referred to read that.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good one. We read that a couple times. We actually went to our first Sub 2 meetup in Bozeman last July and kind of read it and reread it again a couple times and kind of broke open our Vivid Vision last July. So basically we've gone crazy, and obviously within the Sub 2 community, there's just so much value, aside from just meeting great people like you guys and all of the, the Zooms and the potential to do the deals. I mean, it's amazing, all of the value in there, but I went crazy on Pace's corporate structure. So I'm a visionary, but I have a little bit of an integrator tendency, I guess. Mm-hmm. So I like to see kind of the systems in place to help implement the vision, if that makes sense. So we built out a corporate structure similar to what Pace has. And we've got a whole bunch of business entities ready to go now. So we've got our wholesale business that we've been focusing really hard on growing as the engine that drives the car, right? And then we've got kind of our buy and hold entities. And then in the future, we'll have, I guess, like a lending entity and stuff like that. But as far as the vision goes, just, I guess that was kind of a wordy answer already, but to boil it down, it's really just doing business trying to grow our personal brand, to do business by uplifting and adding value to people that we can serve.
Mm-hmm. So as far as like buy and hold, we're looking at 30 by 30 is kind of our catchy goal. And so we're 28, so we're hoping to get 30 doors by the time we're 30.
Yeah, we've been told that we aim too low on that. But.
Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, I'm 30. Y'all can definitely do it. I mean, I'm not 30. I'm the same age as y'all. So by the time I'm 30, like I definitely want to have a lot going on. So I know y'all can do more. So
yeah, we said that to an investor in Arizona, and he looked at us and said, "Why not 100?" And we were like, "Oh, I guess I don't know."
Yeah,
think about it.
You tell me. Yeah.
Is that 30 properties or 30 doors?
30 doors.
Just 30 doors.
Oh, yeah. You could definitely do it. You could do it. All you need is one 30 unit, and you knock that out.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know anybody selling?
Yeah. I do.
Yeah.
All right.
I do. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff coming up. Maybe we need to talk.
I think we should. Absolutely.
Yeah. Look, she's laughing at me for saying I'm 30. Y'all just distracted me. I was 2 in the moment. But I'm 28. We're the same age, guys.
Hey, that's awesome.
We definitely do have some multifamily stuff. Unless you all are only buying in Wyoming, then I don't.
No, we're looking to expand. It's just been easiest because it's in our backyard, and then I'm a realtor, so we bought a couple on market, and then for a while I was not so sure. I wanted to keep my real estate license just because it can be kind of a pain for some things, but it's actually been really great lately. We've been able to help a couple people in foreclosure, and then we connected with a guy down in Denver, and it wasn't a good opportunity for us to wholesale, so then we just gave it to another realtor, and then I made a referral fee on it. And it's actually been really good. So we're just kind of working in those lanes and
trying to grow,
just making it work. We've got a little one. She's our daughter's almost two. So we're just doing the parent thing and the entrepreneur thing, and
it's hard. It's hard. I know firsthand that stuff is hard. I'm not even the primary caretaker, and it's hard. Yeah, I can relate to that 100%. I don't know how we get what we get done. So shout out to all of the single parents out there. I wouldn't make it.
Oh man.
What happened?
Oh, seriously. Yeah. That's a superhero there.
Yeah. And we're very blessed to have the support system around us that we do. And it's not easy, but it's worth it. So
I agree with that. Yeah. Right before this, I was just putting my daughter to sleep. So I soak up every minute of it because I know I don't have it much longer where I get to put her down to sleep like that. KJ said lots of respect to all parents.
Yes.
Sean Baxter, my guy. Sean Baxter. Y'all know Sean Baxter?
I don't think so anyway.
I gotta know Sean Baxter. I think he markets out in that direction.
All right.
I think he's in Utah. He lives in Utah.
Okay.
But Sean Baxter says, what part of Wyoming are y'all buying? And I'm going to go one step further and say, what kind of deals are you guys looking for? So where are you buying and what kind of?
Yeah, we've got a whole buy box that Paige created on Canva. I don't know if we've got it handy here, but we are buying in Gillette, Casper, Cheyenne, Sweetwater County, so Rock Springs, Green River, and Laramie. And I think that pretty much rounds it out. We would entertain like Sheridan and Buffalo. Obviously, I would love to buy in Jackson Hole, but my net worth doesn't start with a B yet, so I'm not looking over that.
I love it.
Yeah, and then we're looking at anything that cash flows as a long-term rental. Generally, our acquisition strategy is a big part of our buy box. So, creative finance, sub-2, seller finance. Your typical 10% entry fee, cash flows as a long-term rental kind of stuff for creative. So if it's a deal, it's a deal kind of stuff. But
yeah, we're not big on flipping. Everything that we look at to flip, we're like, man, I'd want to keep this as a rental. Oh, this would make it a good rental. And so we're like, we're not flippers. I don't know. It's just not our lane right now.
Me either. I can't. I couldn't do it. Yeah. I don't have the patience, and I don't think I have the willpower to even make it that long. I think we would lose our minds going through all of that stress.
I'd love to do it. I just think it'd be distracting right now. So.
Know thyself, right?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, what about outside of the Wyoming area? Is it kind of similar time framing? I mean, I'm not time framing. The structure of the deal, kind of the sub-2 standard, so to speak, the golden standard.
Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, did construction before. Just another little aside here. Did construction before teaching, and then went back into construction after leaving teaching. But I was stacking concrete forms, listening to Pace Morby before we joined Sub2, and just absolutely enamored with this idea of creatively financing and subject to taking over mortgages. And, ever since, that has really been a big part of our strategy. So we're looking for that. We're looking for landlord friendly states. We're looking for low property tax burdens where possible. Nothing ridiculous with insurance. So, Florida, Texas type situations. Not to out you on Texas.
Sorry, I agree with you 100%. The taxes are crazy for sure. And I'm out here in Houston, so the insurance is just as bad. We went from, on one property, we closed on it, but it started off at 300, which is what the existing insurance was. We got our first quote at 800, and then 2 months later, or 3 months later, it went up to 2,000. And so we had to shop that around to get 1,490 or something like that.
Oh,
wow. And that's where we ended up at from 300, less than a year.
Yeah, that can kill your cash flow.
That can kill.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I no hard feelings. I feel it all the time. So yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, and we're not above like doing a DSCR, getting commercial lending for the right deal and partnering with people. And I think that's the way for sure. Like we can't do it alone. So we're always looking for partners or private money lenders.
Mm-hmm.
So how can someone that is interested in working with you guys or sending you a deal or just getting into your circle, how can they do that? What is the best way to reach out to you guys?
Join sub 2 and then
use our code, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, you can get at us, I suppose, is the terminology on Instagram and Facebook. Paige is an agent, so she usually just blasts her phone number all over everything.
It's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So, social media.
YouTube, we're on. I have a LinkedIn. I know that I'm supposed to do more with it, but I'm just not there yet. So.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I just need to delegate that one to somebody because I'm not the guy.
That's kind of where I'm at on my social media too.
I think we're just Paige Kuhbacher and Dillon Kuhbacher on like across all. So like at Paige Kuhbacher, at Dillon Kuhbacher, and we're Dillon and Paige Kuhbacher on Facebook.
That's our name. That's us.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. I love it. So first and last name on Instagram, collective first and last name on Facebook. Did I get that right?
No. Well,
no, we have individual.
We don't have the joint Facebook.
Okay.
We may share an occasional segue.
Go search them up. This is the moment. This is the call to action. Go reach out to them, hit them up, let them know where you saw them, and send them some deals. Ask them some questions. I'm sure they're happy to help. They told me they love helping people. So let's blow them up with opportunities to help.
Absolutely,
awesome,
we do. We've got
any shameless plugins. We are reaching the end of our moment here, and it's time for my second dinner. So what any shameless plugins? I know we did talk about one. Do you have anything else you would like me to share? Or is this it?
So we've got that REI SIFT code that I'm going to plug in there. And you mentioned Houston. When we joined Sub 2, we connected with Kyle Robichaux, who's a great dude down in Houston. I don't know if you know him, but he took us under his wing and got us hooked on REI SIFT. So we're using that, and obviously would love to help walk people through how to use it. We've done a first deal challenge here, the 90-day first deal challenge within Sub 2. Took some people under our wing and tried to help them get their first deal. I don't think 90 days is quite enough time necessarily for, building something from scratch.
We've got one locked up and one listed on the market.
But yeah, so we've made some good headway.
Yeah. The thing is just about getting them to take action, because that's success is just compounded effort and discipline. That's all it is. It's not anything that happens overnight. It's just a compounded effect of all the days that you're disciplined enough to do what you need to do. So
I'm going to steal that one.
Yeah. Hey, I owe you one. So there you go. I went ahead and I put the link that he's talking about. So they're using REI SIFT for their wholesale business on the direct to seller side. If you have questions about it, definitely reach out. Use that link. I think you get a little discount there as well if you are going to pull the trigger on that. Anything else? Anything? Closing remarks? Closing statements?
We love to help people do deals, look at deals. I love underwriting, obviously. Our whole MO and everything that we do, like I said, is uplift and add value. But if there is a seller, we've got an avenue to help you, or anybody in, pre-foreclosure or facing an issue with the property. We'd love to present you with options. We've been through a lot of different scenarios now.
Yeah, we've helped a couple people save their houses from foreclosure, and then we've helped a couple sell in redemption or before.
Yeah. So our shameless plug, I guess, is if you've got a house to sell, we can help you no matter what your timeline looks like, condition, price, motivation, all the 4 pillars there. And also we need buyers. So around Denver and all around Wyoming.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Good stuff, guys. I definitely appreciate y'all being on the show tonight. It was a good one. I agree. I agree with myself as always. It's probably the best one yet, you know. So we're just gonna rock with that and reach out, guys. Hit them up on Instagram. Hit them up on Facebook. Go make some new friends. Yeah, these are pretty awesome people. So without further ado, we're gonna hit the outro. We'll see you next time on the Mud Club, guys. Bye, everyone.
Thanks.